Hi everyone, hi and hi everybody. We are live.
Hi.
How are
Hi,
Shania
Brenda.
and Lamo, Chris?
Hello, hello.
Nice to see you all.
Hello, hello.
Good. So we'll give it like 59 seconds, and we jump straight into the official launch. People are joining in right now. It's pretty good.
Fantastic.
All right, let's get started. Good morning, wherever you're joining us from. I want to take this time to officially welcome you to the live debut of Grantwire. My name is Jonathan Marvick Clark, and I manage comms and marketing at MZN and our sister company, Humatalex. Over the next 45 to 50 minutes, we have a couple of activities, starting with first line off with Chris telling us more about the reason behind the launch of Grantwire, why we built Grantwire. Following that will be a live demo from my colleague Antonio. We're going to show you some of the benefits and opportunities that Grantwire has to offer, not only to our community, but to your community as well and the sector in general. Following that will be a live panel discussion where we have our panelists being from the NGO space to talk about some of the pressing issue within the sector and then how they manage to navigate these things. At the end of the session, we have a giveaway, which my colleague Tonya will announce to you. And with that being said, I will turn this over to Chris to tell us more about the reason behind the launch of Grantwire. Chris, over to you.
Cheers, John. Hi. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are, everybody. My name is Chris. I'm MZN's Managing Director and Founder. And the reason we have launched or launching Grantwire really is quite simple. Every year, there's thousands, really thousands of NGOs who have losing grants that they should have won to help their fellow people to build a better world. And the reason they lose them is not because their strategy is bad or their implementation capacity is not fitting, but simply because nobody tells them what they're getting into before they start writing a grant application, or they don't even learn about them. So the other problem that they have is that the best grant databases that there are, they cost up to 5,000 per year per subscription to actually subscribe to. And that's just too expensive for most. And I would love to hear from my fellow friends here to do this, what they think about this. So they end up, lots and lots and lots of NGOs, and we've worked with this for 15 years, they end up scrolling newsletters, ordering bidding opportunities via WhatsApp, and it's just too slow, it's not systematic, it's bad. And that needed to change. And Grantwire is our thing that we are changing this with. Grantwire, as some of you may already know, is a AI-driven database that scans up to 5,000, more than 5,000 donor sources every hour. It's the most up-to-date database of grant opportunities there are. And grants are essential, particularly in this time where grants funding is so scarce and there's so little. So the other, in addition to this grant database being so up-to-date, the best part of it, it's free. It's free today, it's free tomorrow, it will be free forever. We do not want to earn any money with it. Anybody can create a login, as many as you like, with your colleagues. Go through the sign-up process, which is intuitive, conversation-based, and use it free of charge. And then there's two more innovations which we've built in. Number one, we've built in a like and unlike feature. And as you like or unlike opportunities that you are manually looking at, the system learns about you. And it emails you only if and when an opportunity has been published or is becoming available from some foundation, from an institutional donor, or from whoever around the world that matches your preferences. So as you use it, it gets better. The other part is that complexity I mentioned. There's most of the time, there's no way of knowing what you're getting into before you start writing for a grant. And then people are scrambling towards the deadline, and it's all in a mess, basically. So we've built this, my colleagues had this great idea, and we've built this traffic light system in, green, yellow, red. Green is pretty much straightforward. You can do it on a Tuesday afternoon and then send it out, EOI or something like this. Yellow is a bit more complex, and red is even more complex. And where you need help, if you need help with something, or if you just want to check with someone who knows the donor or the foundation pretty well, who knows the application process well, if you want to talk to a human behind it, then you can click on a button, get an appointment within an hour, speak to MZN's grant managers and proposal writers, either for free or for a minimum fee. I think it's about $200 or $250. I think that's the cheapest we could possibly make it. So we're not really earning any money here. That's not the purpose. The purpose is to make grant funding, what little there is, or what little there is left, as strategically and as easy to access for all. And that's why we're doing this. John,
so now we turn over this to, yes, Chris.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
We'll now move over to the live demo for Tony. Antonin, over to you.
Thanks so much, John. Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us today. My name is Tony Ann Robinson Beck, and as John mentioned, I'll be taking you on a live demo of the Grantwire platform. All right, so everyone's seeing my screen, correct? Yes.
It's coming up.
Okay, thank you. So this is the landing page for the platform. Once you type in grantwire.org up here, you will be taken to this landing page. At the top here, you have the option to log in or sign up. For the sign up, you have to have a corporate email address. So the platform does not accept like Gmail or Yahoo unless it's connected to a organization. As we scroll down here, you will see that the platform is designed for not just NGOs and nonprofits. We wanted to create a platform that would provide opportunities for organizations that might have a different mission, different values, but the core of what they do is to do good for people and do good for the world. As we scroll down here, you will see that we are in beta mode. And this is just so that we can get as much input from as many organizations as possible as we aim to build a site or build a platform to be as useful for each and every organization that uses it. So we invite everyone to sign up, use a platform, go through the onboarding process, use the, when you're on the grants page, to just signal whether you like an opportunity or it's not for you, just so we can streamline the platform and make it as relevant and useful for everyone as possible. Towards the lower right here, you will see a Have Feedback Tell Us button. Once you click it, I hope it shows up now. Once you click it, you will see, what the platform does and how to get in touch with us. You share what's happening. If you have any issues, if you have a feature request, we really, really want to get your input there as well. Attach any screenshots and you click submit, and it will come directly to us. All right, so once you click sign up, I can't go through the process, unfortunately, because the system already remembers me. So once you click sign up, you put in your email address, your password. You will get a verification code sent directly to the email address that you logged up with or you signed up with. And you just put in the verification code on the page that requests it. And then you will be taken to this page. You're seeing the new page, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so this is the onboarding process, and this is how the tool learns to, support with providing the opportunities that align with what you've placed in this onboarding. So it first asks you where you're legally registered, so you type that there. I can't go through the entire process because it takes around 10 minutes, and I have 10 minutes for the demo, so I have to be quick. But you just type in, for example, let's say Jamaica, that's where I'm from. It thinks a bit, and then it asks the next question. So you will have questions on, for example, this first question on the type of organization that you work with. So it can be an NGO, foundations, it could even be a for-profit company with a mission for doing good. So you can select any of those. If you don't see your type or your organization type listed here, you can click other and type it in. One thing I'd like to mention is that when you click other, you cannot click another listing here. You will get a selection conflict message. So we recommend that if you have an additional option, in addition to what's listed here, you type everything in this area. All right, so you unclick, you just click it again to unclick, and you can select, whatever you would like to select for your options. It thinks a bit again. And then it asks, the countries your organization works in. You can type anything. So it could be, let's say, Jamaica, Barbados, and the Bahamas. And that's how it goes on. So it will ask you questions about, your financial preferences in terms of the budget that you would like, the funding opportunities that you would like to match a certain amount. It will ask you about your target groups, their ages, if you would like to work with a particular donor or donors, or you'd like to exclude them from your listing. It will ask you also about, if you work with any vulnerability criteria, any vulnerable groups, etc., etc. So this will go on for about 10 minutes. If you reach or if you see any issues or you can't progress, you can just click this button again and just send us a message, and we'll work on getting that sorted for you. Okay, so I need to change my screen now. One sec. All right, so once you've completed the onboarding process, it will take you to your grants page. So these are a listing of all the grants that would have aligned with your responses during the onboarding process. At the top here, you can select to receive email notifications, and you will get new grants sent straight to the email address that you signed up with. We start here with like an overview of all the grants that we've, that the bot has found for you, give you a synopsis of those that match a bit closer and those that, don't really align, but they have some level of relevance. This button here is all your grants. If you click here, you will get you will see all the grants that are on the Grantwire platform. So every single one that the AI bot has found. Go back. You can search by keyword here. So you can type, for example, financial inclusion or climate change, and you would see, grants that match those keywords. You can select your sector here. If you want to add an additional sector, for example, just click and just select apply, or if you don't see it, you can type and add. And this would apply for donors, for regions, for countries, all right? So if you click here on the Refine My Profile button, this will allow you to edit all the responses during the onboarding process. So if you play something and you like to change it, you can do so. And once you come down here, this matching settings section, you would be able to change how the platform provides opportunities for you. So if you want them to be very strict, aligned to your responses for the onboarding process, you click here. If you want it a little more balanced, you would get some that don't really fit as it pertains to, maybe like thematic area, but it would fit as it goes to your geographic region. And broad, you would get a more looser fitting opportunities as well. Once you come down here, if you like to delete your account, you can click that button and delete. And if you change anything in these listings that would come under the onboarding process, once you make your change, you click save, and then you go back to grants. All right, so let's look at the opportunities themselves. So we have, here we have 23 opportunities that would match. This little box here gives you an indication of, a summary, which keywords align. And we also have an analyst note here that gives you a little synopsis in why this opportunity was chosen for you. Over here, you have the donor, you have the value, and if there's a deadline or not. If you click view details, you get the opportunity in full. And once you come down here, you would see additional information as well. If you click this button, this will take you to the actual page that the opportunity is from. All right, so this little box here is just giving you the opportunity to meet with MZN International to discuss a particular opportunity if you're not sure, how to approach it, or if you're not sure if it's for you. So you can book a free introductory meeting. So every first meeting would be free. And then if you want a follow-up, it would be around $200. All right, so once you click here, you can see if you would like to do a free introductory call, follow-up session, what kind of help you would need, your email address, and then you would be able to upload any documents so that we can review it in preparation for the meeting. And when you continue to booking, it would give you a like a calendar overview of the times that would be available to meet with us. And then if you are booking a subsequent meeting after the free introductory call, you would then be taken to a payment page. All right. As mentioned, you could, signal if an opportunity is strong, if you would consider it, or if it's weak. If you click strong, you would get more of those opportunities. Consider would give you more of the opportunities, but not as much as if you click strong. And if it's weak, you would, the system removes the opportunity completely and you would no longer get any of those. You can save something, so you come up here. And as we scroll through, you would see the color classification system that Chris mentioned. So you would see some are yellow, some would be green, and then the ones that don't really apply would be gray. And I think that's it for me. I'll stop sharing. I look forward to the Q&A session, so we could discuss a bit more. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Tonian. I think that really is the be-all and end-all. What I like here is that it's a very intuitive tool, and importantly, you get to the opportunity that you're applying for without any sort of costs here. That's the essential part, and that's the part we need to democratize this access to grants. Our intention here really is to make grants, the right grants, available to more people, especially at a time that grant funding is getting less and less.
Yes. And that's why we wanted to create a platform to make things easier to find these opportunities.
Sounds good. Great. And the wonderful James from Fair Trade is joining us as well. Hey, James.
Hey, how you doing? All right.
Good. We've just gone through the data to the rough workings of Grantwire and why we're doing this. So good timing, and we're now opening a Q&A. Sorry, John, are you facilitating that Q&A, or who's facilitating that?
Sorry, Chris. After this is the panel discussion. But first, just announce that if anyone have a question, just head over to the comment section. If you're watching on YouTube or LinkedIn, send us your comment, your questions, and we'll put that on screen for our guests. So now, this next step is the panel discussion that's going to be moderated by you, Chris. So over to you again.
All right, cool. I'm going to start very openly. Rana, Giacomo, James, always going to start with ladies first, so it's going to be Rana from Lebanon. Thank you very much for joining us today. Tell us a little bit about your life, about your business development life, and tell us what are sort of the daily hurdles that comes to finding the right grant funding. So disconnected to grant funding. What are you doing? Maybe introduce yourself briefly as well, and what are you struggling with?
Oh, hello, Chris. Thank you for having me in this panel discussion. I'm really excited to be joining also the official launching of the Grantwire. So my name is Rana Rahal. I'm based in Lebanon. I founded an organization in 2021, and recently we have been working more seriously into launching it. So basically, there is, to answer your question, there is no one big challenge. I think it is becoming increasingly challenging for small and mid-sized organizations, especially in the global South. So the search itself for grants is becoming quite a hurdle for small and medium organizations, especially in the also shrinking funding space that we are seeing all over the world. And once you get that into the pipeline and start searching, then you hit another obstacle, whether it is aligned with your mission and your vision and your mandate, and you ask yourself, more often than not, the organizations or the calls are not perfectly aligned with what you do. So you ask yourself here, do we actually bend our approach to fit that specific call because it fits other criteria or not? And for also small and medium organizations, obviously the core funding is very minimal. So basically you have even a more smaller team that are dedicated for grant writing, for grant searching, etc. So you have to also have this trade-off in terms of your implementation on the field, and at the same time have dedicated resources for the grant writing and grant searching. And one also, one of the hurdles or one of the also obstacles that we face is that sometimes because of the shrinking spaces in institutional funding, we're also seeking alternative funding in terms of outreaching for foundations, organizations, etc., philanthropists. But here also we face a little bit the relationship building, which is foundations usually are more comfortable funding partners that they already know. And here we hit the wall of okay, to build our visibility, to build our communication, you need digital presence, etc., but also you need funding for that. And this is something that we face as well. So it's like we're in a constant loop, and it's becoming increasingly challenging, especially during this time.
Right. So what does your everyday look like in terms of trying to find that grant funding? I mean, is there anything that goes particularly well or anything that goes particularly badly?
Actually, going through all the you have so many platforms and so many people posting things that is funding here, grant opportunity there, etc. So you feel compelled that you need to check every detail, every opportunity, so you don't really miss out. But at the end, you find yourself either you have wasted time, and that opportunity is not even real. So there are also lots of platforms that are advertising opportunities that you don't find on the organization's website originally. So
yeah,
that's
totally.
yeah.
Rana, Very specific question. Do you use any paid-for database?
For now, no.
Sorry?
For now, no. For now, no.
And why is
Yep.
that? Too expensive?
Because yes, very, very too expensive. Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
that would be dedicating also core funding that also we find it, we prioritize it for spending in another, operational cost.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah, that's one of the problems we saw all over the place. For no reason whatsoever, just because Giacomo is in the window next to Rana, I'm going to go over to you, Giacomo. I would love to briefly introduce what you do here, and what does the reality look like for you? I mean, what is the things that go well, or maybe the things that don't go well when it comes to identifying grants? So we're looking for concessionary funding. We particularly knowing that we live in a time right now where concessionary funding is extremely limited.
Yeah, so good morning, good afternoon with everyone. My name is Giacomo. I'm co-founder and part of the management team of Lucha. Lucha is an impact catalyst based in Peru that works with impact founders across LATAM. Somehow different from my colleagues here, we work with startups and we are for-profit, but impact-oriented. So it's been really interesting and somehow challenging to be an impact startup, a for-profit impact model, and try to connect with a lot of these grants and a lot of this concessional capital. And what we've experienced somehow is that like the open calls and the grants that we identify, we see them more as an opportunity to connect with that organization and try to design something together, right? I would love to see more open calls that are more, let's call it flexible or risk-taking on the models and the projects that they are helping and financing. Because in our experience, it's been very, very difficult to find those grants and open calls that fit an infant investing model like the one we have.
Totally agreed. Same question to you. Do you use any other databases, any tools in order to get this done?
Yeah, we've been starting to use a lot of AI and agents, especially last year and this year. So we've started building like our own open call hunters, but it's something that like we need to keep on improving.
Right.
And I think like initiatives like this of Grantwire are super interesting and valuable, and that but somehow also we should like find a way to like collaborate with different initiatives or products trying to tackle this issue, because like you say, I think it's an issue across the globe. And although we've built this relationship here on this side of the pond, I think also in Latin America, there's a lot of opportunity to drive capital from these open calls and grants into that region.
So I completely agree with you, Giacomo. So that gives me an opportunity to say that the Grantwire is in beta still. So for the non-techs out there, this is in trial. We are expecting things to break. We are fully expecting things to not work. We've been testing this extensively with a few hundred people, but it's different when a few thousands are using the system. And my wonderful AI engineer, Harsh, for example, one of our AI team, is sitting on the edge of his seat, I imagine, to see what will break. Is that right, Harsh? So one of the things that we are looking for as a feature that's already been requested, Giacomo, is exactly that collaboration feature, where when there's a big complex grant opportunity, could we somehow get the users of Grantwire to collaborate? Not entirely certain how exactly we'll do that. We're thinking about it. If any of you have a great idea, let us know. Let Tony Ann know, please. Grantwire is, for all intents and purposes, a community project, and it's going to be good as you get feedback on it. Right.
Perfect.
That's over to our very last but not least but not last, sorry, the other way around, panelist from Fairtrade. Same question to you. What's your sort of daily business development grant hunting routine? What works, what doesn't? James.
Hi everyone, thanks for inviting me. So my name is James Murphy and I am the institutional fundraising lead at Fairtrade Foundation, focusing on building out our international programs. Rana and Giacomo have already highlighted a lot of the issues that we face as well when it comes to it. It's time consuming. A couple of times a week, we trawl the net to find opportunities. We found various different ways to try and do that. Some of them through the platforms, and some of them through AI, and some of them through, we've prioritized donors and we try and make sure we go. But it's time consuming. You're looking in lots of different places. I think one of the main challenges that we face, and I've come across more recently, and I think Rana touched on this around, I've been in the international development sector for over 10 years now, and we used to get used to the same grant providers. We knew who they were, we understood their eligibility, we understood them really, really well. Now, because of the shrinking grants, we have to fish in other waters, we have to look at other funders, and we don't know them so well. And I'll give you an example. We had recently, I'm not going to name the funder, but we were looking at a fund. It aligned with what we did. It was working with farmers to support them to improve their livelihoods. It was geographically aligned. Everything was great. It was a really well aligned. So we went for it, and we work with our producer networks, who are our local offices, and they're really important when it comes to identifying and deciding whether to go for opportunities. And everything was really aligned. And quite a way down the track, we found some guidance hidden somewhere. It wasn't on the funders' open pages. It was really hidden somewhere to say that we couldn't cost recover. And it made it then really challenging commercially for us. And we didn't know this because we didn't know the funder. And I think that was a lesson really for us around how we, what we're going into, the risks that are posed with that. And we had to make a decision on whether to then continue it. But we'd already invested quite a lot of time and resource into pursuing this. Then we had to make a decision around, do we pull out, do we continue, and I think that's one of the key things, is we don't necessarily know the markets we're moving into, and I think it creates challenge.
Yeah, totally, James. So what would have been helpful in this instance? Would have been helpful to we've recognized this, and so therefore we've built in this human assistance at as minuscule cost as possible. We can make it. Would that have been useful to just go for an opportunity saying, hey, this is a new donor, I don't know about it, I want to talk it through with an expert who studies the donor for years? Or would you say, I'm not sure? I mean, I'm generally looking for feedback.
I think that would be really helpful. I think there's understanding the core eligibility things that are standard things. What's the cost recovery like? Are there any other eligibility flags we should be aware of? Sometimes it has to be a specific lead organization that leads the funding. These sorts of standard things that would be really useful to know, that we have to either are prominent or not, we have to dig around for. So having that kind of oversight would be useful. I don't think you can replace the human need at all for that. Someone with an AI agent won't know whether we have relationships with the stakeholder or the funder, or relationships with government, or whether we've got good thematic presence. But your example and scenario you've mentioned, I think, could be really, really helpful if used correctly.
So thank you very much, James. We have 3 organizations, one startup from Lebanon right now, a social enterprise in Southern America, and an established large organization, global organization, Fairtrade. And this, I think, is the interesting part for me today here. I've been doing this for almost 2 decades now, is the fact that all, and not just you 3, but other ones report back similar challenges. Finding the staff, is really complicated. The cost of accessing, paid for databases is really, really high and prohibitive. Giacomo then designs their own tools, and I know you have an incredibly innovative young team as well, which not everybody can do, but even if you do, it's limited in its use. And then, James, you're quite right saying we do need to have some human interaction. Now, I want to highlight one important thing before we close here today, and Tony Ann has something to announce here as well. This is still, I said before, this is a community project. We want your feedback. We want to break things. We want to make sure that Rana, Giacomo, James, and the Ranas, Giacomos, and Jameses of this world can use this as a tool that finds the right grants and hopefully democratizes access. And that very much depends on your feedback. We actively listen to it, we read it, we will hire and put more staff behind it if the take-up is larger. We will continue to develop this project for years, and this community project. I would very much love it if you took an opportunity to take 5 minutes and give us that feedback. It's really important to us. Tony-Ann, you have something to announce here as well, right?
Yes. But John, I'm not sure if we should do the Q&A first, or should I go to the very
I forgot about the Q&A.
What do you think?
I think we should do the Q&A before the announcement.
Okay, leave them in a little suspense. All right. Say that again.
We're just going to put the question on the screen. We're going to put the question on the screen for everyone to see it. Is that okay?
Okay, cool.
Can I refuse a question?
No. All right, this is the obvious. Yes, you can refuse the question. Chris.
The only question I can see
yes, it will be recorded.
The only question I can see is from Nata. Hi, everybody. Will this call be recorded? I've got no idea. John, that's for you.
Yes, it is recorded, and we will send the recording after 24 hours. The next question is this.
Paul, I'm supporting 5 local organizations across East Africa, but only have work emails for 2 of the organizations. Do I need to ensure we have logins with different people in each organization given 2? That sounds like a technical question. Harsh, what do you think?
Yes, absolutely. You can create multiple accounts within the same organization, but for a single person, you can't create multiple ones. Right. So you need to have different accounts for different people.
There we go. Paul. Tim from Africa 8 Ghana says, I started the application, was asked not to use Yahoo, Gmail. Okay, can you do something about what email can use? Yes, I can answer that actually, because no, I can tell you what our AI engineers told us. I don't really understand the reason, but the wonderful Harsh and his AI engineers told us that we do not use Yahoo, Gmail. We use organization-specific emails only. So I'm sure there's a good reason for that. And it's similar to all technical development. Tony-Ann and the MZN, the non-tech team at MZN have complained in the last few months that we continuously get technical problems. The wonderful AI engineers like Harsh then solve with ways we don't understand, problems we also don't understand. But there is a reason, and I'm afraid that Yahoo and Gmail is not able to be accommodated, or general emails. You need an organizational email address. AVP International President, it's good to see MZN ahead of the curve once again. Thank you very much for the compliment. Can more than one person join per organization? Don McPhee. Don, wonderful to see you again. Yes, Don. As I said initially, as many as you like. You can create thousands of logins. We may need to upgrade our servers. Let's put together. Thank you very much, Paul. I don't think that's a question. That's a good comment. Thank you very much for the flowers again. Just pull the process for you, and then I'm putting one. Yeah, that's fine. I don't think there's a question in there. Okay, sorry. John, can people on this live stream also see the questions?
Yes.
Okay, that's good. Good. We can go to the next one then.
So now we just sifted questions. We'll go straight to the announcement part. To then.
Oh, that was easy.
Okay.
Cool.
The giveaway.
Oh, well, really easy.
Alrighty. So, thanks again, everyone, for sticking with us. I hope this gift will be, very good for the persons who are quick enough to complete what's needed to get it. All right. So we have a giveaway. We are giving away 3 free strategy audit sessions. These are the sessions that I mentioned before during the demo that would cost $200. You would meet with us, and we would discuss any opportunity that you found that interests you. All right, so we're giving away 3 of them. And all you need to do is to sign up at grantwire.org right now. Sign up, see how quickly you can complete the onboarding process. And the first 3 persons who sign up the quickest, I guess, would get the audit session. So that would be 1 audit session per sign up. All right, so you have to do it now during this session right now. And we will announce the winners on LinkedIn in the next 48 hours.
Fantastic. Okay, that should really help as well. So those spots are free. Chloe is asking, sorry, one more question. I can see that John put it up here. Chloe is asking, can it be used by outsiders who help charities find funding too somehow? I'm a trustee for a few different organizations. Look, yes, Chloe, didn't think of that, to be honest, when we designed it. As long as you have a organizational email, so maybe your own organization, you can absolutely do that. Feel free. Again, this is not a commercial initiative. We want it to be as widely used as possible. Cool. Thank you very much. I hope it works. Yeah. Rana, any sort of final words on the weird and wonderful world of fundraising before we close this? I'm going to ask a quick fire round from you guys. If you had with a single question, if you had a single wish for the next 12 months for your organization, what would it be?
Wow, that's a lot.
Single.
In these challenging circumstances, we have our wish list is getting bigger. But one is definitely the fundraising and the funding space, that we shouldn't be competing as much, but to have opportunities equally available for everyone and accessible, because the eligibility criteria and the selection criteria is getting really stricter. So my wish would be to have it more flexible and accessible to everyone.
Hope this helps them. Okay, and again, give us the feedback if you come across any stumbling blocks, Rana, please. Yeah.
Yeah.
Giacomo, what's your pre-Christmas summer wish?
A lot of them, hopefully, but I would say that I would love to see and find more grant opportunities delving into the impact investing industry and delving into more scalable projects, and rather just the initial part of things where I see more focus. I think that will be my wish.
That's a good point. I agree. Bear in mind that, of course, ultimately the supply of grants is limited. It's limiting further. It is not going to go up anytime soon. So more complex environment funding instruments like impact investment, etc., are still very much something we work on with our 300 or so partners every year. But that is not the purpose of Grantwire. Obviously, we can't democratize that. But the ambition is to at least democratize and make it easier for organizations to find what little grants they are. James, same question to you. You have a single wish for your organization, not personally. You can't get that new bike. Well, that's not happening.
No, I don't want to be the new CEO. I like your idea, Chris, around bringing people together and the convening element that could be incorporated into Grantwire. we can't do things in isolation. We form partnerships, we form alliances, coalitions, whatever you call it. And I think it's often harder and harder. There are more organizations looking at grants, and it becomes harder to identify which ones we want to work with and which ones want to work with us, especially when you look at the localized organizations and bringing those together. So I think if Grantwire can help do that, I think that'd be huge. You know, enabling people to connect an opportunity level and understand each other and look to work with each other, I think could be really, really, really helpful.
Great, I love it. Harsh, did you hear that? Can we build that somehow, please?
Yeah, absolutely. Think upon that, yeah. And the thing Giacomo mentioned about creating a forum of discussion in the Grantwire channel, we can also do that. Right.
Fantastic. They'll be done by tonight then? Yeah, that's done in an hour or so. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we hear you. Harsh will work on that already. And once again, do keep giving us these recommendations, these inputs, and we will fund and put the time in to make it happen. Yeah. Jonathan, am I right that we've done what we meant to do today? Well, are we just
yes, you 100. Yes, Chris, you're correct. We have 2 minutes to wrap this up. So just a thank you. We have another question coming in right now.
No. Karen, okay, let me read it out and I'll see who can answer this. Karen Hampson is asking, the partnerships collaboration would be great. Yes, Harsh is building this by tonight. Kidding. I feel in this funding environment, small NGOs could do well to form partnerships consortia. Our offer in this sense is interactive communication, radio, mobile for knowledge behavior, which can support a huge range of ground efforts. Yes, completely agreed, Karen. Thank you very much. Good point. I think I hear you loud and clear on the collaboration feature. And I guess we're going to start working on that one, Harsh, right?
Yes.
But let's see how we can make it happen. Okay, cool. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful weekend. It's a long weekend here in Germany. I'm very much looking forward to that. And thank you very much to our fantastic friends and connected parties who join us. And thank you also to my colleagues who have worked really, really hard on this, often in their personal time. I couldn't be more grateful. And I look forward to creating something that really helps, very pragmatic, in the weeks and months to come with the entire nonprofit community. Thank you very much, everybody. Stay healthy and stay tuned.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.